Have you had a Kundalini awakening? I'm Julianna Jay, the Soul Illuminator, and today for newnumerologist.com, I want to actually walk you through some of the signs and the symptoms that you may be experiencing that will help you to understand if you have had a Kundalini awakening. There are many signs and symbols that would indicate that there's something going on within you on your spiritual path that is awakening to something quite glorious and quite deep and quite shifting in its nature. And it is very important that we look at what a Kundalini awakening looks like, feels like, so that you can sense what's going on. And my hope is that it normalizes for you some of the signs and the symptoms that you are having as you progress in your spiritual path. So these signs and symbols don't come in any particular order. I work as a spiritual mentor with so many people, and a lot of them come to me scared, feeling like they're alone and that maybe they're going mad. And it's regular that people say, maybe I'm losing my mind. So one of the first things that I feel that happens to people when the Kundalini energy, which is our life force energy, which is constantly running through our body, but we come to a stage in our life where we can begin to feel that life force energy actually moving around our body, where we can sense energy and we can sense the aura. This is a very natural thing to happen, and it happens for so many reasons. For most people, it's quite a bumpy road, the road of walking themselves through their own spirituality. And yet it's an enchanting and exciting and mysterious world where we begin to awaken to the fact that there's more, that we are more, that we are infinite, and that we are a soul having a human experience, that we're a spiritual being having a human experience. And this can feel daunting because it actually goes so contra to what we have been taught in school, by our education system, by our governments, by our parents, by maybe the religious road we've travelled as a child and into our adulthood. So what often happens is people will begin to realize that they're awakening for no reason between 3 and 5 in the morning. There's something going on between 3 and 5 that seems to awaken them, and they cannot get back to sleep again. This is the time for the muse, for the creative spirit and the creative spark to come alight. So for a lot of people, they will find themselves journaling at that time of night, writing down their thoughts, interacting with the thoughts that they're having. Or they may get up and read something soft and spiritual and something with depth and meaning. Or they may get up and start painting at 3 to 5 in the morning. And certainly if you're living with a family, that can seem a little bit mad to other people who have never seen you do this before. And a lot of the time people begin to notice that it's the same time every night. So people become aware of the time on the clock. And they realize, my goodness, it's always 333 that I wake up at, or 444, or 555. There seems to be a pattern to this, and yet they can't explain it. But they're wide awake in a way they've never been before. So that's one genuine sign that the Kundalini energy is awakening within you, and it is prompting you to self-reflect at a time where all is quiet and still, where really you get a chance to go within and to feel into you. And this can be really daunting for people, because if you have been used to being busy and just getting on with things and running the rat race of life, which we're often asked to do, it can be very daunting to sit with your thoughts. It can be very scary to face what's coming up for you and to interact with those thoughts and to have to feel. So a lot of the time when people are having that Kundalini awakening, it can be disturbed by them going to the doctor and asking for a sleeping tablet or something to sedate them into a false sense of being tired, being sleepy, because they're worried about the day ahead. So they're actually pushing that Kundalini awakening backwards and trying to put it back to sleep. But this is life force energy, and there's a time for the soul to actually wake up. So regardless of how you try to push that back, it's not going to go back for you, because this is a force that was within you that's trying to wake you up, awaken you to more, there being more in life. And that time of 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock that you may be waking up is a very, very sacred time where the world is asleep, but a lot of the magic occurs. We can have great dreams that turn into, in those waking hours, flashing lights, colours, a feeling of a presence being with you, a calmness, and that feeling that you are alone with your thoughts. Don't be scared of this. This is actually a really important part of you starting to ascertain who you are, what you stand for, and what it's all about for you. A second way that you may be experiencing this is that you will have unexplained buzzing in your ears. It can feel a little bit like a tinnitus, where there's just this constantly buzzing frequency in the ears, and a lot of people talk about this. What I would say to you is, if you feel like you've got tinnitus, please check it out medically with a doctor. But if nothing comes up within that, just know that a lot of the time, as your frequency is changing and as you're shifting from one frequency of vibration to a higher frequency of vibration, there will be a change in frequency in your ears, a tuning in, and it will feel like a tuning in. And you may not have the words for it, and this is one of the reasons I'm doing this this series of talks, is because I want to help you to have language around what you're feeling and what you're sensing. So it's that feeling of something tuning in, something trying to grab your attention. And it can feel a little bit like the old transistor radios trying to tune themselves in, or it can be a high-pitched screeching in the ears. It can be quite uncomfortable. For those of you who are connected with your guides, your angels, maybe your guardian angel, I often say, please say, yes, I got the message, can you turn it down? Because we don't actually need this to be torturous. So I think once the guides know that, yeah, we've got the message and that we're not fighting them anymore, they tend to allow that noise to go down. But for some people, that continues for the rest of their life. Every time they're tuning in to a message, that buzzing comes in the ears. It's like there's a movement from third dimension, which is that world where we just feel it, touch it, see it, and we're moving into fourth, fifth dimension, which is a space of actually ascertaining that there is more and that we're part of a cosmos, a multiversary, a universe. So it's very, very common to feel that sense of new hearing in your ears. There can often be heat coming from you. You may become aware, if you begin meditating, that there's this unbelievable heat coming from your hands. And you may try to run them under the water, you may try to really feel them and see what's going on, but you're actually becoming aware of the heat of energy as you're beginning to raise your frequency. Once again, this energy is your life force energy. It's not odd, it's not peculiar, and it is something that is very beautiful. I remember when I was spiritually awakening and I began to do soul readings for people, the heat that used to come off my head, it was literally bouncing off my head. And I used to find it fascinating because it was like my head was on fire. But not in an uncomfortable way, but just a new way that I'd never experienced before. And I didn't have anyone to talk to about it. So it took me a long time to realize that this was the energy, and my energy was basically heating up in my body. and it was giving these sensations of different temperatures going through my body. And it can be when we're beginning to link into the currents of energy that are going through our body. And as we evolve, it also can indicate where our vibration has a vibrational match and feels good, and where it just doesn't feel good. Because one of the things that's quite interesting is people will begin to describe on a more regular basis that they're getting a shiver down their back. Or that their hair on their hands is standing, or the hair in the nape of their neck is standing on edge. They've got the goosebumps. They are all indications of the fact that you are resonating with something that feels like truth. So when you feel the hairs rise on your hands or on your back of your neck and you're getting the goosebumps, that's an involuntary response from your body to say, you can link into this. This is truth. This is something that you need to hear. This you can trust. And this can be so comforting when you know this, because it goes past anything that you have been taught or anything that you've been exposed to. But it's just like way down deep within. The body's own emotional intelligence has a way of linking in with yours and being able to say, this is truth, this is safe, listen to this person, what they're saying is real. And it's like the heart gets to speak rather than the mind speaking. And it's quite amazing and exquisitely beautiful. You may also feel physical symptoms of feeling stuck in your body. So you may feel that your legs feel very heavy. They may not be getting fat, or they may feel like they're putting on weight, but you have this need to move your body. You have a need to go out for a walk, or you have a need to go swimming, because your body feels like it's physically stuck. That's because the surge of energy that's going through, the life force energy of your body, needs you to work through the movement on the physical layers of the cells in order to release some of that pent-up energy so that it doesn't feel stuck within you. So it's quite amazing. And listen to that body, because the truest thing on the whole spiritual path is, it's not a mind game. It is mostly felt in the vehicle of our body, because our body houses our soul. Our soul is that infinite part of us that is lodged way down deep within. And it is us at our rawest form, at our essence form, at our vibrational form. But we need this beautiful body to carry us to where we need to go. This is our barometer. This is our messenger, our body. And for a lot of people, it takes a long time to learn how to tune in to what are the messages coming from the different chakras or energy centers of our body, and what are they trying to tell us? What are they trying to help us to understand so that we can live the best life that we can? And be patient with that body. It will constantly speak to you. It will constantly help you to align. But sometimes that may register as pain, discomfort, shivers, flu-like symptoms, headaches, when it's beginning to show you what feels right, what environments feel right, what foods feel right, what conditions feel right, and what surroundings feel right. And your body is the greatest messenger we're ever going to have. It's our truest messenger, and it will not let us down. So if you're going through a lot of pain at the moment, if you're going through a lot of unexplained symptoms at the moment, and you feel like your body is failing you, I first of all sympathize with you, human to human. I'm really sorry that you are going through pain, because it can be excruciating, and it's very hard when you're going through pain to realize that maybe it's a bigger 360 message coming in. But On the days where you have the extra reserve within you, start to tune in to where is it in my body that really hurts. Start to educate yourself about the different chakras in your body and what they mean, because they're power centers, they're powerhouses, and they're constantly trying to help you to bring yourself back into powerful alignment with who you truly are. So think of the signs, the symptoms going through your body as messages. Messages from your soul, your higher over soul, your highest aspect of you, source energy, God, whatever that infinite source is for you. It is putting emphasis through your body to help you to be at your prime, to help you to hold your soul in the most pristine temple within your body by feeding it, by nourishing it in a way that is so special, that really honors the sanctity of your soul and the fact that your body is that vehicle that's going to bring you along the ascension path. I want to continue this series, so this is the first in a few series that I will be doing, helping you to understand some of the signs and symptoms of that Kundalini awakening on that bumpy road to spirituality. My hope is that it normalizes it for people. I would love to hear your comments below, because this is a beautiful forum where we have like-minded souls who are collecting in this space that numerologist.com provides so beautifully for people who are following a spiritual path. So this is a safe place to comment, and you will not get judgment in this space. And I'd love to hear if you've resonated with any of the 4 signs and symptoms that I have explained this evening. And I really would like to thank numerologist.com for this opportunity to go deep and to explain some of the unexplained, the unspoken, the unheard, and the truths of the truest spiritual awakening that's happening within you, to lead you on to this beautiful journey of getting to know yourself, your purpose, your form, and who you truly are. Please pop your comments below, and I'd be delighted to hear from you. This is Julianna Jay, the spiritual mentor and the soul illuminator for numerologist.com. Thank you for joining me.